Oh, sure. Let someone light in. See how that do. Look, Claire. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Shalom and good day. I, I'm coming up here because you're probably looking at the title and said, "What is going on now?" So basically, y'all, I am tired, very tired. I am I'm done. And my spirit broken. My plate is so heavy where I can't keep doing this. I just can't. And I made a decision. I thought about that decision, y'all. I thought about that decision since last night. And it's time for me to walk away from YouTube and Facebook, walk away from all of this. And I will explain why. Okay. Wow. On the channel, there is a testimony I gave in many different parts. And go and watch it if you can, because in this testimony here, I can't go in all details. It's just too much. But when you see the things that has happened in my life up to this point, it's a lot. Shalom. I can't, sis. Not. Mhm, mhm. And one thing about Yah, He'll always send another. So it's not going to end. It's just for me, I'm gonna have to go a different path now. So let me let you know what's going on first. Most of you already know I don't have family support. In other words, my own blood don't really help me. And when COVID came, when things was getting better in our relationship, so when it came, it just made things worse. And that's suspected because all my life I never really had these support. And I say me, I don't know what it's like to have parents to really help you when you're at your low moments. The only thing I know is I always get help from strangers when I'm at a very low moment. And that's all I know. And through the things that happen in my life, the only thing I know is to survive. So I don't have that type of support. Another thing, I always wanted a family in my life, but I'm not going to get that. I'm not saying family, about a husband and children. I always wanted that. But as you know, my past testimony, that has been taken away. So it's okay. A lot of things that have been taken away from me, y'all, I have made peace with that, believe me. I have come to accept to just being alone. I've been used to that most of my life, just being alone. And that's okay. And Father's telling me now, I do have some friends. I do. And the Father has given me a family. He has. Oh, so when COVID came, it was like this. Because I didn't take the shot, most of my family didn't want me around. And what was so ironic, I even told them, you can still get COVID whether you take the shot or not. Um, we need to have faith in our Father. We need to believe in the living word. But, fear overcame them. So I was going through some things then, and I knew I couldn't reach out to them for help. Okay. So let me tell you some of the things I'm dealing with. I know I've been going, I'm not going to lie. This is be a conversation that go back and forth here and there. So forgive me. I have to speak things as a kind. I've been dealing with homelessness, let me see, about 3 times. And I'm in a situation now where I won't be here too long either. Okay. I've been dealing with, it was something else I was been dealing with too. That's been happening over and over and over. And I'm tired. Oh yeah, I have moved so many times in my life. I had never had a place to really call my own and say that this is home. So I don't know what that's like. And it's not that, I mean, okay, I'm at a point in my life where I don't care about the house, y'all. I don't care about careers. I don't care about a vehicle. The only thing I wanted was, I'll tell you what I really wanted. All thing I wanted was to find some type of camper or some type of home that I can travel with and just live a simple nomadic, which we call in the Hebrew way a pilgrimage life. That's why I was working hard. And y'all, I even got the camper. The first camper I got, I couldn't go forth with the plan because the doors kept shutting. I couldn't find the land to put the camper on so I could work on it and redo it. It seemed like everything was closing. So I was forced to have to rent a mobile home. And in my and y'all don't know about that. Yeah, I think I posted that online. I don't know. I was forced to rent a mobile home so I can at least have a place to stay. Um, my credit is toe up, so going to an apartment is not the answer, y'all. And besides, with apartments and the restrictions, with me trying to be a nomad and trying to gather things and have certain things, you know how that can be in an apartment. It's a box, just keep your restrictions. And I'm the type of person I like to be free. I don't like to be in the box. For example, if your power go out or you don't have no access to water, well, you can't have certain things in your apartment, to prepare for things like that. So that's why I had always tried to look for private renters because number one, they'll work with me with my credit situation. Oh yeah, it's toe up, and how that became that way. I was conned by a man named Daryl, known as Dean, in the Hebrew community. His name is Yor. So he conned me. I lost everything. I was trying to help him, and he was basically lying to me. And that was prophesied to happen. Yeah, that would fall greatly. So I accepted that. It is what it is. So that's why my credit is so bad, y'all. It's really bad. um, so anyway, I'm trying to remember what I'm saying. So I rented this mobile home. Make a long story short, the landlord didn't want to make repairs on the home. He expected me to wait on him so he can get another raggedy trailer ready for me. And I felt hurt and devastated because all what little bit money I did have at that time, I was trying to get something of my own, and he wouldn't even allow me to bring a single wide on his property where I could just fix up myself, and not have to worry about this. But that's long gone. That's just spilled milk, you know. So then I came here where you see where I'm living at now. And because of my brothers and sisters, because of y'all, I was able to move in this place. Because at the time we had to raise the down payment so I could get in this place. I've been in this place for a year and 2 months now. Okay. And I want to tell you what's leading me to this situation where I know I won't be here long. So, far as my health, this is what's leading to it. My health is leading into this now. I had shared with y'all how the Father has cured me of cancer. Cancer was coming in, but the Father cured me of that. And I know the Father can do the impossible. So this is what happened in my health. Since May 18th, y'all, I have been out of work. I have been denied by workman's comp, even though this is a work-related injury. I have been denied unemployment, which I understand because you got to be. Okay, I was denied unemployment because my employer told them that I was still on their payroll and that I'm on medical leave, and that's true. So can't get that. The only thing that's been saving me, y'all, is my short-term disability, which is going to be running out soon. Okay, it's only for about think I think now, I'm not for sure. It's only good for 90 days, so that's going to be running out soon. And please don't send money. I'm going to explain why. Because if you send money, y'all, it's just going to come back again, you know. So, oh yeah, please read the video description box, and that'll tell you some why. But I'm asking you, please don't send money. Money's not going to help this situation that I'm in. Okay. So I've been out of work since May 18th. Let me repeat myself. I've been denied workers' compensation, and this is the second injury, and it's dealing with my back, and I'm going more in details, and it has progressed more. Um, I have been denied unemployment, and I told you why. Because right now I'm still on their payroll books, even though I'm not getting any payment. And um, what else I'm thinking about, y'all? And I'm on medical leave. So the only thing that's been helping me is my short-term disability policy and a brother that I know, because there was something that belongs to him. Anyway, what he did, he went ahead and cut me a check for something that I was paying for that actually belonged to him, of some land that belonged to him. So anyway, to speed that up, the father, that situation was corrected. So the land is now back in his name because that land belonged to him, y'all. It's a long story on that. But anyway, in the midst of that, he cut me a check, and that helped me out a lot while I was waiting on my short-term disability, to process my stuff. Oh, and speaking of workman's compensation, y'all, I went through hell with that. The agent that was licensed for North Carolina wasn't in, so they had other agents trying to help me out. And y'all, they took forever. They wouldn't even tell me that I would be denied. You know when I got my denial letter? July the 5th. And I've been out of work since May the 18th. I'm telling you. So because I was waiting on them to give me an answer, this is why my short-term disability policy that I have of my own, is a private policy, why it took so long for me to get some help because of their shenanigans in the way I was being treated. No one would tell me anything. Things were just being delayed. Wow. So when the agent finally came back, I got a letter from him that was dated July the 5th, right? Also, my sister helped me out too. She had sent me some money in May. No, this will bless me. And I need to make a correction. She sent it, yeah, she sent it to me before this even happened. It was right I think it was like a week before when my back injury came back. So if it wasn't for them two, y'all, I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't do just basic things while I was waiting for my short-term disability policy to come in. And y'all, I was going through hell with that. They would say they told me that it would take 10 days to process it. Y'all, it was more than 10 days. I had to get on the phone and call the company and find out, okay, what's going on, because it's been more than the time you told me it'd take to process. So, y'all, I've been going through a lot of hell. So dealing with my health, let me get a tissue or something. Hold on. So here's the thing about my back injury. The first time I injured my back, and because I'm a nurse, and y'all know we do a lot of lifting, bending, all that. my back gave away, and that was in June 2019. So I received physical therapy, and the physical therapist told me this. They told me that no matter if you use what we call proper body mechanics, you still can injure your back. And from me researching what I have found out in this year, because it came back, but it's even worse. Because the type of job that I do, it involves a lot of repetitive movement. So it put more stress on my back, okay, which explains why I'm in this situation. So in June 2019, I received physical therapy. The pains went away. My back was good, and I was able to work. Okay. So on May 18th, when I was getting ready for work, and y'all, this is a simple thing. Like I was just reaching. Oh, anyway, I don't want to go on specific detail, but I was getting ready for work, and in the midst of getting ready for work, my back went out with me, like the first time. Pains, can't stand, can't sit. Ooh, excruciating. So from that point, I was only able to get to the emergency room to Friday. I mean, I didn't have no one I can really call to, you know, like I said, those who are my family, they're from me, and some of them are in some bad situations too. So, I just waited out till the pains was bearable, so I can go to the ER. So they confirmed what I thought it was. The injury came back. So as time went on, the Father blessed me to find a good primary care provider since, workman compensation was giving me hell. I mean, I've never seen that like in my life. But the Father blessed me to find a primary care provider. And from that point, testing was done, and in the midst of that, my symptoms got worse, y'all. Not only pains in my back area and my hips, but I have a cooling sensation runs throughout my whole body, arms, legs, and on my right side. So now I have to take Neurontin to get that under control. And let me tell y'all something. Now, this is where the nursing come in. This is where the medical knowledge come in. When your body is having pains, it is letting you know something is wrong. Okay. And now that it involves the nerves, y'all, because I have this cooling sensation running throughout my whole body, the nerves are letting me know something is wrong. Okay. Remember what I'm telling y'all this, because I never had this before. Okay. What we're taught in healthcare, there's a baseline. And when there's a change in your baseline, you need to pay attention. Your body is telling you something. So I know my body is telling me something. It's telling me something's wrong. Okay. So I go see a neurosurgeon, and the good news is my problem don't have to be fixed by surgery. Oh, I'm not a candidate for surgery. I said, okay. However, they're not able to tell me why I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing. They say it could be this, it could be that. So they recommend for me to go to a pain clinic. I said, pain clinic? Because the way I look at things, y'all, you need to know why. Well, the way I was thinking, why am I having these pains and why I'm having this cooling sensation throughout my whole body? Okay. We need to get to the root of the cause before you dope me up, you know, because how you going to know if something's getting worse if you're deading the pain? See, these things that I had learned in healthcare that many people unfortunately don't know, because in healthcare, you know how this system is. It's terrible. They rather give you a pill to fix your problem instead of to understand what is the root, what is the cause here. Okay, so this is why I turned down the pain clinic, because at the time my pain ranged from what we call on a scale of 10 It ranged from 3 to 5. So it's bearable. I can take Motrin to help break it through, and I just continue to be on Neurontin, which they increase. So it's bearable right now. It's controllable right now. So then the neurosurgeons told me that they can send me to a neurologist because they can go more in depth to find out what is going on with me. And I say I'd rather go with that because if I'm doped up, how can I work? If I'm doped up, how can I take care of myself? Because right now, I don't have like nobody that is in my home or that will come and take care of me. I have always been used to being by myself and trying to figure it out. Just gonna tell you the truth. My sisters who I call my family, all of them are so far from me. You know. And oh yeah, I got to tell you about my liver situation. Forgot about that. So I wouldn't at this time. I can't invite anybody to stay in my home because I had some things to happen in my home, y'all. When my hot water heater went out and it did some damage to some things. So, which I'm fine with that because I'm old school. I'm from the country. I can heat my water up, you know. And the work that was done was not done correctly. So I can't leave my water on. I have to turn it off because there's some piping to me that don't have the proper um, security on it to keep the water from coming out of it. So that's why I just turn my water off. And it works out. It's better. It's actually better for me to buy my water and it's cheaper, better quality and cheaper than to use that nasty city water anyway. Okay, so that worked out. So this is why I can't really like have somebody come in my home because they're not gonna do what I do. I'm old school. I've been learning about the nomadic life and the camping life, so I know the vibe when you don't have these basic things. It's easy. So that's not a burden to me. Actually, I'm quite enjoying it because I'm learning how to think outside the box. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm fine with that because it's prepping me for what I had desired to do. I had always wanted to be a nomad, a pilgrim, to live a simple life. I had also envisioned, this was since 2018, I had a vision to maybe find some land or acquire land and get a couple of goats and just live out at camp or, something simple. And from many people testimony on YouTube, like looking at how they do it, they have taught me so much that we don't need all these modern things. We have been truly spoiled. And this is how the beast will control many of us. For we want these modern things. We want convenience. We want the big homes and the fancy cars and we want the careers and a platform. But for me, I don't need none of that. So get back to my back. I'm supposed to see a neurologist. I'm gonna be honest. The city that I have to go to, I'm not impressed. The healthcare in Greenville, y'all, Greenville, North Carolina, I don't know what to say about it. I really don't. Um, the place that I truly, I'm gonna be honest, living in North Carolina, it wasn't my choice. I was born back here, so it is what it is, right? And the place that I love to live in North Carolina, like I say, you understand why? Okay, you're gonna understand why I say I hate North Carolina now. I always hate North Carolina. I never want to be here, but I was born right here for certain reasons, so I dealt with that. Um, the first time I came back to North Carolina, the only area that drew me to living in North Carolina was the Raleigh Durham Chapel Hill area. I love that area because I didn't feel like I was in a box. I met people from different nationalities. The racism there was not as bad as where it's over in this area of North Carolina. I'm telling y'all, there's plantation in Greenville, North Carolina. Plantation. Oh yeah. It's like you go back in time. And I had not only have I said that, but I had met a medical profession, a doctor in Durham who told me the same thing. They were so glad to leave Greenville, North Carolina because of the racism there. Oh yeah. And if you live in that area, you understand why. Because when you look at the medical practice there, to me, they have not grown in the way where you see in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. And a lot of that has to do with their mindset and them living in a box and being racist. It's a plantation mindset there. So that's what I'm dealing with. Not saying that all doctors in that town is that, but I'm just talking about the whole town itself. If you try to live there, and especially you try to work there, you'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm scheduled to see this neurologist. And here's the thing about when you deal with some of these doctors, a lot of them, because they deal with so many people, they rather just push you off and give you a pill. Oh yeah, I tried, but see, like it don't work out for me. And even with me trying to get this camper and trying to redo, nothing works out for me. Nothing. It's like the door is closed. Okay. Oh, now with my back, the problem is what kind of work can I do? Trying to find what work I can do with this back because I can't sit too long. I can't stand too long. I have to lay down. I even have to wear, especially if I know I'm about to do something, I have to wear back support. Just, especially when I know I'm about to do something. You'll see why. Oh, where I live, I have to figure out how the grass is going to get mowed, how the trees is going to get pruned. And I'm not going to lie to you, I enjoy doing those things before my back injury. So I have to figure out how that's going to get done. And at the same time, I'm dealing with a limited income. In other words, I have to make sure that the dollar strats. I don't have credit cards, which is good for me not to have because if I'm not working or have a certain source of income, what is the point of getting a credit card? I don't even have savings, not even down to a 401k or a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. I don't have that. In other words, I am living from paycheck to paycheck. I am living from dollar to dollar. And the one who has been providing for me is Yahuwah. Yahuwah and Yahushua. That's who has been taking care of me. As I shared with y'all before, I don't have family support. I'm talking about from my immediate family, from my blood. The only thing they tell me, just make sure you keep a roof over your head. That's the most important thing. That's their advice to me. They have never looked at my situation and don't say that they don't know. They know my situation. They know, but they cannot see what is in front of their eyes. And living with them, oh no, if they cast me away because of COVID, what do you think gonna happen if I try to live with them? I'm gonna get put out because of my belief. And I'm not gonna have peace in their home because y'all, I'm constantly, that's another thing y'all don't know. I'm constantly dealing with spirits. And most people don't believe in that. Oh yes, I have visitations. And that's another reason why I'm probably so tired of dealing with these visitations I get. I have to be careful who I hang around. I just dealt with a person that I didn't realize that had many spirits with them. Legions, yes. I know right now people ain't gonna believe what I'm talking about. Y'all, that now I had several visitations from them where in the first encounter, it was things back to back to back to back, all dealing with darkness. There was darkness in my house. And whatever light source I would try to go to, that thing was so nasty where it tore it up. Yes, that thing was so nasty. But even I tried to open the blind, it didn't wouldn't let any light come in. That thing was so nasty, y'all, where I saw many of them outside my home. And when I was trying to put my window down, one of them came to my window and took a blunt object like a stick and tried to hit me in the upper part of my belly. Now, when you understand about the belly, that's where the spirit of Yah dwell with the soul. It want to attack that was within me. Oh yeah. Then in the next visitation, I saw the entity enter into my bedroom. And it was so many of them that what my ears pop and I heard their voices. And it was so many of them that it even came through my phone because during that same night, the Father woke me up in the 4 o'clock hour. So in the 4 o'clock hour, I said, well, I'm gonna play the book of songs. And the book of songs that I play has music with it. So I'm playing the living word. So that entity was so strong that it even came through my phone to drown the word of Yah. That's how many I was dealing with. And it pressed me down to where it didn't want me to speak. And mankind called it sleep paralysis because that's what I experienced throughout my life. So as that entity was doing all of that, it took everything within me to rebuke it, and then it left. But y'all deal with things like that, it drains you. So even with that, I have to be careful who I have around me. I have to be careful who I stay with. So I deal with that as well. So going back to my back, I don't know what this neurology gonna say. I don't know what they're gonna do. And I left it in the hands of the Father. I said, Father, let your will be done. But even through all of that, y'all, that's not what really broke it. What has really broken me, this last thing that has happened, it was like the icing on the cake. Okay. Yesterday we had a bad tornado. I was in my home working on some things. And I heard loud thunder. I mean, very loud thunder. And my mind, well, I'm saying in my mind, my spirit was like, you better not go outside. It's okay. So after we had the loud thunder, it lasted for a good while, y'all. Then the rains came in, and these rains were strong. And then the wind came too, and the winds were strong. But I was okay. I was at peace with that, y'all. And then the power also went out, which is fine because y'all know I'm a nomad. I got things here. I'm fine, you know, because the power go out. I'm fine. I have backup. You know, I can still eat. I can still cook. I will still have lights. Okay. So after the storm passed, and I did wait a while. I went out to my car and I saw a tree branch that had landed beside my car. It was a lawn tree branch. And at the time when I looked at my car, I didn't see any damage. Okay, let me take this back. I got to make a correction. I saw a large tree branch beside my car. And lo and behold, I'm kind of like summarizing everything. There was some damage. Let me tell you why this is concerning me. Because when I hit a black sheep, oh yeah, I was driving from work. I got from work at 11, and y'all live in the country, so I took the back road. It's shorter to get home. And when I took the back road, and this was an avoidable accident because this sheep was in a curve. The sheep, two of them, two black sheep standing in the middle of the road. I was coming out of the curve, and there the sheep was. I was not even at open speed. I was driving the speed limit. So anyway, there was damage done in my car. And come to find out, I didn't have a good policy. Now the policy covered fixing the car, and I had the what they call the I did have the deductible. The deductible was 500. That was not a problem. The problem was when this third party company sold me this insurance policy, they never offer rental insurance. Mm-mm. So I had to figure out how I was going to get back and forth to work. I reached out to a family member to see can I stay with them. And if I could stay with them, I could take a lift, and get back and forth to work because I knew I couldn't keep affording this rental car. But that didn't work out because of their fear of COVID. Okay. So we're dealing with that. I can't remember if it took every dime that I had, but anyway, we're dealing with that, y'all. That was a headache. That was a major headache. Trying to figure out how to get back and forth from work, how to pay for the rental car. But it did work out. Y'all worked it out. Okay. So we're dealing with that situation. Now I got a major damage to the car. The car is drivable. And it's really just more cosmetic to me. But because I don't own the car and I'm in major debt for the car, I have to get it fixed, right? Luckily, my deductible, I think, is around 250. But this is what I'm looking at. I'm not well. And soon my short-term disability will be ending. And I don't know what this neurologist is going to say. In other words, I don't know if I'm going to have to seek out another doctor that can give me answers to help me. And I know I can't even return back to work until a doctor clears me. You see what I'm dealing with now. So can't really like work, like sitting off because no telling this back is going to cut up. And another thing, because he showed me, I think it was 2016, I was having dreams then. Same thing with this word. And I do want to apologize. It was so much I need to share with y'all. I know we was talking about the mystery of the daily sacrifice and the altar of the burnt offering. And I would love to finish it, but most of it's done. And the rest can be revealed through the Spirit for those who truly want to get the completeness of the mystery of the daily sacrifice and the altar of the burnt offering. And I do apologize. Also, I was planning to come back unto y'all to finish y'all's timeline to give y'all dates, biblical events, and historical dates. But as you see, even me trying to preach the word, and like he showed me the dream, the devil always find a way to shut me up. And I'm tired. I am so tired. I also want to, I was talking about the mystery of, what was it title? Of the ram, 7 horns and 7 eyes, and the 7 seals. Yeah, the mystery of the 7 seals. And I did want to share this with y'all, so y'all at least have that piece. But the foundation work is there on the channel to get you started. Y'all don't need me. I'm telling y'all don't need me. The Ruach will show you many things. All you have to do is draw nigh unto the Father. He will draw nigh unto you. And he will give you these sacred things. But he give it according to your heart, your faith, and your works. And when you are right with him, y'all, when you are right with him, and I'm a witness of this, he will begin to take the veil off your eyes. He will begin to give you understanding. And when you attain understanding, then the knowledge and the wisdom will come in. And that's a mystery even on that. And I will share this book with y'all to read for those who don't go in the Apocrypha. And for those who don't want to read Enoch's writings, the first and second, third, and the other second books, when you don't even want to read that, then read the book of Proverbs. When you read the book of Proverbs, you begin to understand what is the Philiah, what is the fear of Yah, and you will begin to understand how to attain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then you begin to understand why it has to come from that one who is the iron and the left. When you read that book, for those who have read the whole volume of the King James 1611, when you read that book, you will begin to connect the dots, and you begin to see and understand these things that was preached on that channel. So you don't need me to show you. The foundation is there. I am pointing the way for you. All you have to do is what? Step into it and be willing to work for it. And I say work, that means to read, to pray, to meditate, and to fast. And he will give it unto you, but he give it according to your heart. Y'all have to understand this. A lot of people don't understand what the heart is. And I have shared that with y'all so many times. The heart is that which is in the belly. And that's within the belly is the soul and the spirit. And the Father is looking to see what you have joined yourself to, what you are married unto. And according to that, will determine what you're going to receive from him. Okay? And this is why the Messiah said it's not that which that make you unclean, it's that would come out the mouth. Because what that come out the mouth come out from what? The heart. What your thoughts and intentions are. And it comes from you what? Giving the ear to that spirit that you have joined yourself to. These are the things that the living word is showing unto us, but many don't see. So I did want to make a correction with the mystery of the seven seals. Okay? And dealing with the seven eyes. Make sure I got to look at that title. So y'all have it. Okay, it's dealing with Yah's timeline, mystery of book sealed with seven seals, and the walls of Jericho. All right. So I did want to add this as I was walking y'all through those chapters. I talked about the three woes. And we're dealing with the three woes. Looking at my notes here, y'all. Excuse me. Because y'all know me, I like to go back and study and read. Oh, here you go. When you read those chapters that I was walking y'all through, that is the foundation to help you understand the rest of the chapter. For when you read a book of Revelation, not all things are in order, and it's for a reason. It is to keep the enemy confounded, where they will not understand those sacred things. But it's for the righteous, because what we are under the spirit of Yah. Okay, the spirit will guide and teach you. So when I was talking about the three woes, the correction I want to make so you know what angel will bring each woe. Okay, just want to make sure I got this right. The angels with the seven trumpets. Make sure I look at this right. Yep, it's dealing with the angels with the seven trumpets. Okay, the angels with the seven trumpets. And the first row would start with the fifth angel who has a trumpet. Mhm. Okay. The second row would start with the angel who has the sixth angel with the trumpet. So the second row would start with the sixth angel with the trumpet. And the third row would start with the seventh angel with the trumpet. Okay? That is your foundation for the book of Revelations. So when you read the rest of the book, you'll have an idea where these other events will fall into place. However, no one knows the day or the hour when the Son of Man, the son of Adam, Yahushua HaMashiach, will come back. No one has that day or hour. But you will be familiar about the events that are listed in Revelation on how they will occur. So the Spirit will give that. Yes, it's a lonely walk, but I always been the type of person growing up, I always been to myself. I didn't start coming out my shell until I would say latter 20s. So I know how to, keep myself busy. I know how to entertain myself when I get lonely. Um, there was a time in my life where I did start to date, but y'all, in this world of darkness, because my love for the Father, and because I have a love for this word, the ones that I met, their spirits wasn't right, and I'm glad the Father, put me out here to myself because I had to learn how to stop being naive. And the living word is so right. The children of darkness of this world are wiser than the children of light, meaning that they play on our emotions. They know that we are a type of people that we are taught to what? To love one another. We are taught to help out our brother or sister who is in need, whether they are homeless, hungry, um, lonely. You know what I'm saying? We are taught to show that love of Yah. But at the same time, the Messiah warned us to be wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves. So when we are meeting or if we come across these children, we have to stop being naive and we have to allow the Father to show us their hearts, show us who they really are. So you won't be deceived or taken advantage of. And that's what has happened to me. So the things I'm going through now is just too much for me to bear. It is too much, y'all. Having to figure out how I'm going to work, having to figure out how I'm going to cut this grass, you know, having to figure out how I'm going to take care of this yard, having to figure out how I'm going to pay these bills. Because my original plan was to never get caught back in this system like renting an apartment because you can pay your money to these people, but let one thing happen to your income, right? And they will put you out. So you pay for a property that was never yours in the beginning. Do you see how all these things are in vain? They are in vain. They are pointless. They are useless. So since 2018, y'all, my heart desire has always to live a simple, nomadic / pilgrim life. But it seemed like no matter what I do, the door is closed, right? Also, even with trying to provide for myself, I know the Father has been helping me. I'm not saying He has not, but I'm talking about me doing the physical parts of the help that He sends me. I'm tired. I also want to share this with you. Those same family members that have turned their back on me, they have reached out to me. And because of what He put in me, I forgive them. And if they need help, I will help them. But I also know I can't expect them to do the same for me. So I'm very realistic on that. Very realistic. Even my son has came and apologized to me, and we had that talk, y'all. But I also know because he was taken from me and what I taught him, because it was never put in effect, like, encouraged and taught, the foundation in him is being set. So he's in Father's hands now. And it would have been nice to pass on what the Father has shown me unto my son. But I can't do that now. Most of y'all know that I had lost custody of my son. And I have found out why. My son's father had lied to the judge. And I found out that he did something else that I don't want to speak on this channel. So he can get my son. And when he couldn't take care of my son anymore, instead of giving him back to me, he reached my parents. So when my mother called me, and this is how true a mother love is, and she told me what my son's father was going to do, well, was trying to do, I told my mother, I don't care. Let him come in your possession, because I was always be his mother. But my son do not needs to be in New York. That's no place to raise a child. Y'all know how New York is. Them spirits are popping off, and if you are, how can I say? Because my son was raised in North Carolina, like I told my son, the people up there ain't like the people down here, baby. It's rough up there. Y'all know it's rough up there. But anyway, y'all hear that in the other, y'all that testimony is the private one, the one that's already on the channel. I don't want to go in all details. But even that, because I love my son and I don't want no harm to come to him, I said, I don't care, Mom, if he's in your custody. Because the way I look at it, my baby would be back home in North Carolina. And at the time, I thought my family will allow me to be his mother. And I want to share this with you. When my son came back home and I saw how the things that he went through, all the changes he went through, and my son had always been close to my dad because my dad was with me when I birthed him. Them two been the best of us. When I saw how well my son was adjusting, I told my mother, I said, I won't take him from y'all. He can stay there, but I'll always be his mother. meaning that I will always be in his life. I will always try to be nearby him. But as time went on, my mother been controlling things. She wouldn't respect the things I would ask her. Like she know I don't give my son pork. It didn't matter. When I was trying to teach my son about the calendar, she sent my father to stop me. And I could hear saying, speaking through my father. So I couldn't teach my son about the calendar. And later on, it took my aunt to tell my mother what I was teaching him was correct because that's what they teach them in the school. We're understanding the heavens, y'all. That's just one of the things I go through. So I understand what my ancestors feel. I understand what it's like to have a child taken from you and you can't even raise your own child. I understand that. And now my son is 15. I don't want to speak no more on that. Like I said, he had reach out to me and apologize, but I know what I have here, I won't be able to pass on. Because one thing about my parents, they have always given favor to my son's father, even though he has done many wrongs. Meaning that he could come and get him anytime. They don't even be concerned where he's living at. But with my situation, I already know they're not gonna let me, just get him because I'm not stable. I already know. So it is what it is. So now I have to deal with my health. I have to fight. And I say deal, that means no matter if I'm hurting, no matter if I don't feel good, I have to press my way to fight, to get an answer, to make sure I get the right treatment. Just like I have to fight to survive, to make sure what I mean is I just have to fight and fight and fight and I'm tired. And then when trying to preach the word, I have to fight there too. It's too much. Too much. Then I got to deal with this car again and figure out how in the world is this going to be done. And I know what y'all saying. This go to y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna pray about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna pray about it. But I'm at a point now. I am tired. I'm so tired. I have moved too many times. I have even bought stuff that would help me with carpentry, and I don't know if I have to give those things up. It seems like all of this is in vain. What is the point of trying to get a job when you're gonna lose it? What is the point of trying to get a place when you're gonna lose it? What is the point of getting a car when you're gonna lose it? And believe me, y'all, I tried having a used car that's paid for. I even found a mechanic that can help me keep it up, but it seemed like After one thing get fixed, another thing come up to the point where I couldn't keep the car anymore. And because I didn't really have the help or support from my family, I had to make a hesitant decision to get this car. So let me tell you how much I paid so you can understand how bad my credit was. I went to a buy here, pay here, right? So y'all helped me, and I thank y'all for helping me. We raised $1,000. I think a little bit more, 1,000 and some change. And I was able to get the car. But because of my credit, y'all, I'm paying double for the car. The car costs around 11,000 and some dollars. After everything was said and done, because I got gap insurance on the car, it came with it. But that included, the loan was 22,000. So I paid 406 plus a processing fee for them to take my payment. So it leaves very little money for me to have money for maintenance. This is what I don't understand about the system. Why do you overcharge people for a house and for a car, and don't leave them enough money where they can put maintenance on this stuff? Because this is me. When it comes to finances, that's one of my gifts. It's like when back in the day when everything was well with me, when I buy a car, I look at what it's going to cost for me to maintain the car, like oil changes, tires, all those things. I look at that. And also I look at what it's going to cost me for the taxes and the insurance. And by me looking at those things will determine what kind of payment I can swing. But because everywhere I go, door is shut. Can't get help from family. Always have to depend on strangers. I'm being pushed to make what? Hesitant decisions. So I have a car that I can barely make ends meet, right? Now, the good thing about the car is a hybrid. As long as I make the payments, I can live in it. But that's if I can make the payments. Wow. Too much. Too much. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I need to say before I end this? So I just don't have it in me, y'all. Because after all this is said and done, I have come to accept my faith. If I live in the woods, so be it. If I cannot preach, so be it. I'm tired. I am so tired. So this is why I'm asking y'all, please don't try to call me or send emails and nothing like that, because to be honest, I won't answer. Mm-mm. Please don't send no money, because I'm telling y'all, all of this will be in vain. And the people who sent me money for this place, it saddens me that was in vain. Stuff for nothing. So I do have some choices when I leave this place, because I know I can't afford to stay here. Because this home too, it needs some maintenance. It's a rent to own mobile home. So I don't know. I'll let the light back in. Yep, I already know I can't afford to stay here. Not the way the things are going. So I do have a family who have adopted me that told me I can stay with them for a while. I already know with most of my stuff, I had already downside, like stuff I don't need anyway. So I'm trying to downsize some more. So the move won't be so because y'all, I'm telling you, I done moved so many times. I'm tired. Moving stuff is not easy, y'all. So I already started on downsizing something, which I'm glad. I got one more big item that I'm trying to get rid of. I don't need anyway. And then with the rest of the things, y'all would, give me, would lead me what to do with the rest of the stuff. As far as the car, it's gonna have to be what it is. If it's gone, it's gone. If I have it, I have it. I can walk. I don't know about riding a bicycle because y'all dealing with riding a bicycle with cars and stuff. I don't know, but I know I can walk. So I do have about 2 places to decide where I want to live at. So can I say they're gonna be permanent? I don't know. It's just one of the things that I'll be living day by day. But I do have a place where I can go and live. That's the good news. Let's see what else. Trying to see. I don't know what else. Oh, I'm not gonna be doing no YouTube either or no Facebook. I'm gonna say this again to y'all. The channel have everything you need. You don't need me. I'm just a corner. Stop allowing people to lead you to be spoon fed. They should be showing you the way so you can tap into it yourself. And one of the greatest reasons why, look at me, I'm walking away. What you gonna do then when a person walk away? This is why the renewed marriage was set up the way it was set up. So you won't have to depend on what man, the flesh. You can depend on the spirit. Unto my family who has adopted me, you know who you are. You are my brothers, you are my sisters, and I thank you. So if I don't answer your call, I just need some time because I'm burnt out. As far as preaching the word, I don't know right now because I know I don't want to be on YouTube anymore. And I don't want to be on Facebook. If it's meant for me to preach this word, I'll be somewhere. And those who are meant to hear this word will find me. And I leave that in the hands of y'all. Thank y'all for your comments. But I have it. But the good thing is, some good. Like I said, there's still some good in this. I enjoy coming up here and share with y'all what he showed me. I enjoy that. It was fun. It was good, right? But it's time for something different. All right, I had said enough in this video. Um, I would keep y'all in my prayers as well. You keep me in your prayers. But to sum all this up, this is too much for me to bear on my shoulders. It's too much. with the constant movement. I'm telling y'all, all my life, y'all been moving. I have never been settled. And going back and forth with this homelessness, I'm tired of that too. I'm also tired of how every time I try to preach or to teach, things just come up. I'm tired of that too. And this is what this one last thing. I know I keep saying last thing. This came to my mind. Now that I know what I know, y'all, now that I'm awakened, not only to who I am, I know I'm a Jew, I'm an Israelite, I'm a Hebrew. And now, and also I know what that word say. I understand the truth. This is why I embrace death. I'm not suicidal. Don't get that wrong. Have I had thoughts of suicide? Yes, I have. But what I look at people who get noticed that they're going to die, and I know it saddens them. But if they had the understanding I have, they would embrace death. Because y'all, who in the world want to be here in this world? It is nothing but darkness, pains, and sufferings. Even the living word told us that this place is not our home, but yet people are trying to build their empires and their homes here. And there are times I just wish death would come unto me. I don't like it here. I hate it here. And I look back in my life now, I understand why I was treated differently. I understand why people didn't like me. I understand why I was mistreated at work. I understand why now. And because I'm awake and understand all this, I'm like, why will death come? Because who in the world want to be here? If the doctors had told me, ma'am, you have cancer, I would have been fine with that because, I've been happy and rejoiced because I would know I ain't got long to be in this place. But I'm dealing with a back injury that has now progressed into something I don't even know. And this is why I look at people and I'm like, they fear death because they don't know what's on that other side. Or they fear death because they haven't made it right with the Father and the Son. Or they fear death because they haven't made it right with other people. But I tell you what, y'all, I don't fear death. Sometimes I wish it would come. This place here is wicked. Even when you try to do right, evil still come at you, provoking you, tempting you. Just like now, I'm going to have to fight to get help for my back. And I'm doing the way the system calls it to do it. But this same sister here treat you any kind of way. Don't care if you're going to be homeless. Don't care if you can't work. This same system that people love it, I don't. So it's an hour and 15 minutes. This video, I had said enough. So now y'all have the understanding why. Mm-mm. I am done with YouTube. I am done with Facebook. I have nothing left to give, and my spirit is broken, and I had enough. So y'all would be in my prayers, and I ask that I be in your prayers. So wherever my faith is, y'all, just know this: I have accepted it. It's okay. It is okay. So my brothers and sisters, continue to preach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for it's truly at hand. You can see the signs in the heaven and earth. Make sure our brothers and sisters receive salvation in Romans chapter 10 and follow the example that the Lamb, the second Adam, the left, the iron set for us. Baptize the people in water and in the Spirit. And if you have no one to baptize, you know this. The Father made it easy for us now. His witnesses are everywhere. His heavens and his earth and the water can testify on your behalf for those who have entered into the renewed marriage. All you have to do is have faith and exercise and put it into action, y'all. Where, like the Egyptian unit say, wherever there is water, you shall be baptized. So you can do it in your bathroom, you can do it in your swimming pool, the lake, the river, wherever. You can do it. All you need is what? Faith. And follow those instructions that's written in Romans 10. That easy. And the living word will come in you and sanctify you and clean you up, preparing your vessel for the Godhead to dwell in you, the Father and the Son and the Ruach. And that's a mystery on that Ruach. Mhm. It's in the whole volume of the book. And the same is with the Holy Spirit baptism. Father made it so easy. But the living word say that if ye would ask, your Father would give it to you. If you would knock, the door would be open. If you would seek it, you would find it. Let me see where I put it at. Let me get this book. And it's right here. It is in this book here. The King James 1611. Usually mine's kind of worn out, but that's where it begins. Start reading his word. Start feeding your spirit, man. And whatever that spirit convict you to do it. So you don't have to go to no pastor, no building, none of that. Wherever you are, the Father can decide to give you the holy baptism. All you have to do is ask in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, and our Father in heaven will give it unto you according to your heart, your faith, and your works. And I need to say this again. Please don't send me money because it's going to be in vain. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I am tired. And I guess I'm like Job. I need answers from my Father because it's pointless for me of trying to hold on to this when it's going to be taken from me. Or, I'm not saying we lost. It's pointless. So I'm tired and I need answers. No more. I don't have the energy. I'm not physically able anymore. So it is what it is. All right. I said enough, y'all. Um, Everything will be well. Another will come. And when that come, y'all, please, please Take heed to the things they say. And you take time. When they give you homework, you take time to do that homework. And the boss remind me, for those who make excuses, stop making excuses. We in a world of technology where the Bible can be read unto you. But so for those who are not a strong reader, but you can learn to operate your cell phone, well, you can learn to get online or find something that can read the Bible unto you. We have no excuse now. So in the next one that's coming, take heed of what they're saying. Do the homework. Stop wanting someone always to give you all the answers. That's not how it's set up. How it's set up is that I show you how to tap into it so you can be led by the Spirit. That's what the purpose of us coming out here and doing this is, to show you the way, not to spoon feed you. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. All right, said enough.